Hey fam, wanted to come on today and do my review of the movie The Green Book. Okay, so this movie has two main actors here. The first one I'm giving my respects to is Mahershala Ali. Okay, he is an extraordinary actor. He's in so many movies, one of which is Moonlight, which won what movie of the year a year or two ago. He was also in House of Cards, and he's in Luke Cage as well. In this movie, he plays Dr. Shirley. Second, we have Viggo Mortensen, and apparently he's viewed as the lead actor in this movie, while Mahershala Ali is considered a supporting actor, and I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that and to figure out why. But anyway, Viggo Mortensen, we know him from The Lord of the Rings. He is a very good actor, an extraordinary actor as well. Let me see. He was also in Captain Fantastic more recently, and he plays Tony Lip in this movie. And this movie is based on a true story, and I'm sure they did, they sort of add to the true story to make it, more likable, more funny, more humorous, more believable maybe. I'm not sure. But it is based on a true story. And before I go any further, I would like to say that Dr. Shirley's family has a problem with this movie and has stated that there's many lies in it. I could not find an actual article which states exactly which lies, were portrayed in this movie, but I just want you to know that they definitely say that there's some lies here. All right. We also have Linda Cardellini, and she plays Dolores, who is Viggo Mortensen's wife. And we know her, I believe she played Thelma in the Scooby-Doo movie most recently. She used to be on ER. She's in Grandma's Boy. She's in quite a few movies. That's a very good actress there. Okay, so this movie takes place back in the 50s, 60s era. And basically, Dr. Shirley is a doctor. I believe they said he's like a psychological doctor. That's where he gets, the term doctor from. He is actually a doctor. But he is also a professional piano player. And he plays classical and jazz as a pianist. And so basically in this movie, Viggo Mortensen, who plays a bouncer, he's a bouncer in different clubs, and he ends up without a job, so he goes to serve as Dr. Shirley's driver. And Dr. Shirley is about to go on tour with his two other bandmates. Gosh, I wish I could tell you the instruments. I want to say I'm not sure. Two other guys that play along with him. I believe they're both Jewish, if I'm not mistaken. And basically they have to tour, and a huge part of their tour is down south, where there's a whole lot of segregation that takes place here. And another thing I need to say here is the Green Book. I didn't know this. The Green Book is an actual book that was put together for Black people to travel in the southern areas, meaning areas that are not integrated. So basically it tells you as a Black person where you're allowed to go stay, where massa says you get to go stay. Okay, that's what this book is all about. So anyway, from the time that he's interviewed, this Tony Lip character, he's Italian, and mind you, him and Shirley, Dr. Shirley, are both from New York. Well, heck, I don't even know where Dr. Shirley's from. I know he resides in New York along with Lip. And the reason I say that is because Dr. Shirley is so highly educated, so extremely well-spoken. Honestly, it feels like to put the two of them in a car together is an insult to intellect. There's no nice way to say that, okay? It is what it is, okay? So anyway, they embark on their journey. But before they even get started, I'm like, there's different times. Tony is racist. Okay, he's racist. Okay, before he even goes in to meet with Dr. Shirley, there's a time, I believe plumbers have to come to their house, him and his wife, Dolores. And he wasn't aware that the plumbers need to show up there. And of course, the plumbers are two Black guys, okay? Every freaking male in his family is in that house. They're all watching the TV. And because Viggo Mortensen's character, Tony Lip, plays a bouncer, he works at night, he goes to sleep very late, and he wakes up in the morning to find held damn near half his family in the living room, and he's like, what the hell's going on? And they're all talking in Italian, so of course the black men there don't understand what's being said, and they're basically telling them that these eggplants, these you know the racist terminology that Italians use towards black Americans, that's what they're doing in Italian. And he's like, oh my bad, I didn't know, basically. So so there's that, and then the plumbers leave, but while they were there, Dolores, his wife, gave him glasses of water, you know, because they weren't thirsty. So they left him in the sink, and when Viggo Mortensen walks into the kitchen and sees the sinks, that these two, how did they refer to them? Monkeys or so? I don't even know what derogatory term they use, but they definitely use something. He sees their cups and he drops them in the trash can, okay? Shortly after that, his wife walks in, sees what he's done, and takes the glasses out of the trash, puts them in the sink, because she's not as simple-minded as this fool is, okay? So there's a lot of racial derogatory terms that Tony has grown up with. He's grown up with this. I mean, all the men that was in his family that were there when the plumbers were there were like, I don't know if that was his dad, her dad, his brothers, her brothers. There's a ton of family, and they all think the same and speak the same about black folks. So, honestly, there's a few things that stand out in this movie to me. Number one, this is a good old-fashioned racist family. It really is. And what I mean when I say that is that there's a lot of families that are like, especially back in the day. I'm sure there's tons of them now, but it's more covered over. That's not something you brag about. Maybe you only speak amongst that with your own people. But basically, they think one way about a full group of people, black people in particular. But they'll befriend certain ones and realize that there's great things about them, and they decide, this is my black friend, but he's not like the niggers over there. That's literally how they treat black people. And I'm sure that there's been a few times in my lifetime, without being aware, that I was that black person, as well as other people in my family. I'm like, but these are facts. This is exactly how the racial mentality goes on. I'm not racist. I have a black friend. I have, da, 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 da. If you have to literally break down, we had them over last week, or I have black friends. If you have to go there with your argument, you're probably racist. Okay? Anyway, they embark on this tour, and basically throughout the movie, you see kind of a spontaneous thing happen here because, like I said, Dr. Shirley is so extremely well educated, and he's traveled, he's seasoned, he's seen a whole lot of things that Tony Lip will never see in life, okay? And he doesn't fit that small scope vision of how a lot of people picture black people. They all like this, they all do that, they all respect this, that we come in tons of different shades and colors, and we do a whole lot of things different than one another. And he is an exemplary example of an educated black man. So throughout the movie, you see that, you know, they're in the car, and at one point, Tony steals something, and Dr. Shirley, and mind you, it fell on the floor, but he still stole that shit. Okay, let's keep it real. And Dr. Shirley makes him return it, and Tony is pissed, okay? And there's another point in the movie, and these are all things that you saw in the preview, basically, where Tony wants some fried chicken, and they end up in Kentucky, I believe it was, and Tony's freaked out because he gets to have fried chicken from Kentucky. Like, that's crazy to him. So he's driving in the car, and he's enjoying his chicken, and he's offering some to Dr. Shirley, and Dr. Shirley's like, you have a very small scope of who I am. And he's like, this is your people food. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he went right there. Anyway, Dr. Shirley was saying no, 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 and Tony's saying yes, yes, yes. And Dr. Shirley ends up finally taking some because Tony's about to throw it at him in the back seat. So he takes it, and he's concerned, and, well, do we have utensils? How do we eat this? And Tony's like, you eat it with your hands, okay? So he ends up doing exactly that, and he actually likes the fried chicken. Hello? Who doesn't like fried chicken? I don't even care what color you... Who does not like fried chicken, okay? Anyway, there's different situations that take place down south, and what I mean by that is there are literally hotels where only as they say on the signs, color folk can stay. So Tony can't even stay there. Like, he has to go up the street. He drops his boss off at some shithole hotel, motel, whatever, and he goes up to the street to stay in a better location. Ain't that a bitch? Okay, but anyway, you see so many things that happen here, from the two other guys who play along with Dr. Shirley and his man, who basically are breaking simple things down to Tony, who doesn't realize maybe why Dr. Shirley does the things he does, why he takes the role that he does, why he holds himself the way that he does, because Tony absolutely does not and couldn't care less. And they sort of explain to him that, you know, in order to change people, you have to touch their soul. You have to lead by example. You have to just all these different things. And you really do see these two men sort of bond over things that they've gone through and stand up for one another in extreme situations, down to life or death. This movie is very good in the sense that you do get to see a relationship bond between two men. Now, I've read different reviews that say, oh, it's that white man says that black man mentality and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, at times it is like that. But it also, other times, they're just teaching each other. They're just teaching each other and being there for each other the way that friends do. And again, like I said, I don't know exactly which parts of this movie are Dr. Shirley's family saying are fake. I mean, I'd really like to find that information out. But what I want to say, these two men sort of became a brethren through things that they went through, and they were fighting to get through the tour to get back home for Christmas, which they ultimately barely by the skin of their teeth were able to do. And you're able to see Tony invite Dr. Shirley to his family, you know, because now he knows this black man. Now this black man has sort of proven himself to him, and he's worthy of being in his life. I guess if you'd want to see more of that, you actually need to watch the movie, but I do highly recommend it, okay? If I had to give this movie a score, I would probably give it an 8. An 8 is good. I'm still confused as to how Mahershala Ali is only nominated for a supporting actor for a Golden Globe Award, and Viggo Mortensen is nominated for a lead actor. I'm like, to me, those are two lead actors in a movie. There was no supporting role here. I'm trying to figure it out, okay? Whatever. Highly recommend that you watch this movie. It's for anybody of any age. This is something that could teach you something. It's sort of a feel-good movie. Definitely read, you know, at the end of the movie, they give you credits, facts about the actual people who were involved in this real-life story, and letting you know, the friendship that they maintained after the story was told. Just go ahead and watch it. And please leave your comments below if you have any. If you like my videos, please press the like button. Become a subscriber, okay? I'd appreciate that. And if you want to be notified when I have new material, press the notification button. That way you'll get an alert, okay? Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I appreciate it.